everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I think it's our 5 minutes past our usual time, so we can already start so that you can be able to cover ground. Thank you so much for being with us here today, this evening, this afternoon, from where you're joining us. Welcome to the 7th episode of Talk AI with Retink, where which is a monthly show. And here we just break down AI and businesses and innovation in a simple way that can be understood by everyone, everyone anywhere. So today we want to talk about leadership in AI because AI has come into place, and we want to know what is the role of leaders in the age of AI. That is our conversation for the day, and we hope to get some good insights from our guests. Once again, please remember to mute your microphones so that we can be able to have one conversation. Let's all have all the questions that we have for our guests. Let's just pin them in the tab, and then we'll keep looking at them as the podcast continues. So today we have a special guest with us. Um, She's at the center of AI in terms of innovation. She's in the fintech field, Web3, that is matters of ownership and cross-border payments, as well as which is transactions across borders. This is her area, and she's passionate about building systems. And not just systems on paper, systems that actually solves people's problems. So she's all about making sure that the problems that have been identified have been solved in terms of fintech and cross-border payments. So our guest today is Miss Victory Opogu, and she's joining us today. Victory, how are you? Welcome to the podcast. Karibu sana. That is how we say it here in Kenya. Welcome, Miss Victory. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you very clearly. Thank you so much, Mata. Thank you for having me. I should
Thank you.
learn.
So we'll just get into it. Victory, you've tell us a little bit about yourself and why you are in this field, the fintech field, cross-border payments and emerging trends. Why did you choose this field? Tell us a little bit about yourself and tell us like why did you choose to go into this field? Welcome.
Okay. Hello once again, everybody. About myself, like she has said, my name is Victory. And why did I choose to be in this field? First of all, I have a background. I studied pure and industrial chemistry, like very weird, away from technology. But in 2020, I think during the COVID, before the COVID, a little bit about Web3 was just coming up. A lot of people were saying things. There was for SaaS. There were just things people were saying, put your money here, you get it. So I just got interested. I heard it's the new phase of the technology. So I got interested in it to understand what the Web3 is all about. So from 2020, I became serious. I started learning. So Web3 is basically the new phase of the web, new phase of the technology. And I will not know, I don't know a specific why I chose it, but I love technology. I love the innovations that comes with technology, the way technology makes life easier and gives access and make things faster. So I think that was what I love, and I wanted to be in a space that creates these solutions where human life can be made easier, faster, using technology. So that's why I entered into Web3. I learned about it. And then the financial aspect of Web3, fintech. Fintech is a bit diverging from traditional finance, but in Web3 we call it DeFi, decentralized finance. But I how did I get into it? Like the question is how I got into it. And I just love technology, and from researching and learning, I got access to different opportunities. And yes, here I am. So that's how I got here. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. We've seen that, or rather, we have been taught to like focus on one path. In most cases, you'll find that somebody studied maybe a degree, some other studied maybe a diploma course, but they only focus on one area of study. But you have focused your energy on emerging markets. You are in fintech. you're in cross-border payments, you've talked about Web3. Like, why would you think that it is okay, or rather, why did you choose to work on all of the three areas as opposed to just like focusing on one section? Is it that maybe it is profitable to be on the three areas? Is it better? Is it because of emerging trends in those three areas? Why did you like look at the three areas together as opposed to maybe just focusing on one area?
Okay, I would not really say I chose the three of them. I feel the three of them are kind of interconnected. Emerging markets are is just the market or the ecosystem where people are entering into this thing more. And African is one of the place. Like a lot of Africans are looking for, due to inflation and all that, they're looking for better ways to make money. They're looking for better ways to make our life easier. So African is one of the emerging markets. So it's not like I chose there are different places to choose. I feel they are all interconnected. And fintech, people where people put in their money, or where organizations where they put in their money, I feel it's more of where like they are connected with. Anywhere that you see human beings adding a huge amount of money or a certain amount of money consistently, there must be something in it. So, and I love how money moves. It's not, I won't say it's more profitable. There is profits in it, but it also has its own stress and a lot of regulations and rules and regulations and all that. But I won't say it's more profitable than other sectors. Just where I found I like where I feel better in. And why didn't I just choose one? Well, why didn't I just choose one? I don't know. I loved each aspect. Web3, the finance, fintech, they are all interconnected one way or the other. If you look at it from another perspective, they are all interconnected. People are entering this new market. People are doing things in this market, and there's just a flow of income and flow of revenue that are going through this. So I just I just loved it, and then I don't know. I won't say there's one profitable, it's more profitable than the other. That's why I'm in it, or why I chose the three of them. They're all interconnected. That's why I'm in it. That's what I would say. Thank you. I don't know if I answered your question correctly.
Victory, you mentioned something about COVID, and we all remember that it was during COVID that really AI sprouted and digital tools, digital platforms came into place. And I've been wondering and asking myself, with regard to this your area or the section that you are in, that is the fintech and the emerging markets, where do you see AI? Do you think AI has an opportunity in that market to help solve real customer problems? Because again, you said you're all about solving customer problems in through technology, which has made life easy. Is there an opportunity for AI to get into this market and help solve customer problems?
Yes, definitely the opportunities. Now, AI agents are rising up. They are the new thing that everybody's talking about. AI agents, AI agents. So AI has evolved beyond just chatbots where we just ask it questions and it then give us answer. It's evolving where AI solve, like it can look for the problem for you and solve it even before you even find it. So yes, there are opportunities, a lot of opportunities. Either like understanding, I feel it's first understanding AI properly, not just the coding aspect of building a system in AI or Python, but understanding how AI work. Why do people use AI? Okay, what are the things, what users are, what kind of users do you want to attract? Why do they use AI? Okay, it makes life easier, yes. So in this new evolution of AI, how can we create a solution? Because any field or any opportunity that is evolved is just a problem that the solution was found. So it's value that you're giving to people. Any opportunities, it can be like machine learning, DeFi, you're doing smart contracts, anything, but any opportunity, it's a solution that you found that you can solve. So I won't say there is ABCD opportunities in intersection of AI in emerging markets and fintech, but it's first looking for a problem in that system. Okay, in the new phase of AI have moved into agents. And okay, in that agent, what is the problem there? There's still problem in every solution. There are still problems. So what are the problems there? What is hard for people to engage with, because people want anything that will make their life easier. So what is hard for people or individuals or companies to engage with in this AI ecosystem, in this AI in fintech, in AI in whatever edutech, AI in this aspect, what is hard for them to do, and finding out that problem, then that's how opportunity is being sprouted out. Okay, I found out this is a problem and I looked for it. I think I thought of a way to find a solution for it. I solved it in one way or the other. Then an opportunity is printed out, a skill set is printed out. A lot of skill sets are now coming up, a lot of things that you never thought were possible, a lot of names, a lot of opportunities that were never there before. It's now available now because of AI. So there's no ABCD. I don't think there's yet an okay ABCD, machine learning engineer, machine liquidity, machine this, or financial inclusion engineer, something. There might be names for it. Sorry, there might be names for it, but it's first finding a problem that you can solve. So through the problem, then creating a solution for it. That's just it. Thank you.
Okay, well, you've talked about problems, and I looked you up on LinkedIn, and there's somewhere you wrote that that sometimes we forget the structures and the designs that have developed systems, and we end up blaming technology as a failure to the systems. And yet, in some cases, it's not the technology, it's not the expensive technology, it's these multiple channels that are there maybe for a transaction to be completed. It's the many middlemen that have to be there because everybody wants their cut before a transaction is completed. And yet, the technology is okay, but the design and the structure of the system is a mess. Do you think AI has helped that become better, or has it even made it worse? Because again, AI has systems and structures and designs that you have to go through this and that before you get to the end goal. Can you say that maybe AI, from your experience, will make things better, or is making things better in terms of improving the designs and the structures?
In sincerity, I would say I wouldn't say it's making it so much better. Somehow it's making it worse, I would say, because the role of AI is to make the job easier and faster. So any organization that don't understand, okay, what system would work for us, what system will work for our customers, okay, like design a leader, because this thing is first about leadership in the role of AI, in the age of AI. So a leader or any organizational leader that don't understand, okay, in this AI space or in this setting phase, what would work, what kind of design would work in both our customers, in our workers, like creating a system that actually works. Then AI help you scale that system. AI. Okay. I was saying, I said AI is still it has not, it's still working on existing things that has been fed into its database, the things that has been given to its database. Okay, this is what is this is what is this. It's not yet innovative in a way. It's not yet solution, like critical thinking, all those things are for human beings to do. So any leader or any organization that does not have a system that actually works for people. Okay, let me say your onboarding system for customers, or your how do I put it, or whatever, how you follow through your customers, or how you work with your team. If you don't have a system on how to do that yet, AI will just scale what you have. It will just make it faster, which what you have might not be working. It's not really working for people, and you're still using it. You just added AI, just making it faster. That is making it faster does not mean human beings will incubate it in what they are doing. They only incubate it if it's workable for them. So I feel AI is just supposed to make the things we do scale. It's supposed to make it faster and better, not create a system for us. Even in these ways where AI just gives us ideas, okay, do it this way, do it that way. Even those ideas, you are still the one that have to incubate it. Okay, I have to do this like this, I have to do this like this. In our onboarding system, whenever we get a customer, we onboard them in this certain way. Then you tell AI those systems that you have put in place. I feel AI will make it worse if you don't have a good system. With a good system, AI will make you scale faster and better. Um, Hope I answered that question.
Yeah, you did. So you've mentioned that yes, AI can help us scale, but then as a leader, because again we're talking about leadership in the role of AI, and we've seen that for sure. Uh, Even people who lead a team, you clientels are able to like work a lot, and they're able to do things on their own without necessarily having the leadership that used to be there before maybe AI came, before all these tools came on board. And you'll finding that maybe for a task that maybe you had to administer a team of people, for a task that maybe you had to oversee a team of people, with AI your team is able to do that work even without the leadership. So as a leader, and in this age of AI, where do you think leaders can come in and bridge the gap so that they can have their clientele on board, they can have maybe the systems at par, so that they cannot lose their clients, or they cannot lose maybe their support team. Where can they come on board so that they can bridge this gap, so that you don't like have to leave all this work to maybe your staff, or maybe to the people that you're supposed to oversee?
First of all, I like the fact that you first of all said in a organization that you had people that does this. So okay, I think it's going back to first the system. The organization already have a system. Then it needs AI to make that system better or faster, because there are still human errors and human delay, and AI is supposed to make it faster. So I feel, to answer this question, how how would they sorry, can you rephrase the question? Can you rephrase the
How can
question?
the leaders help to bridge that gap with their team members, so that as a leader, your role doesn't seem that like it is getting lost because your team members are able to do much of it and execute much of it all without the actual leadership that used to be there? How can leaders come into place in the age of AI, so that they still have the leadership skills and they still lead their team appropriately without necessarily like leaving out their team, or making their team feel like they're not supposed to expound more on AI?
Okay. Well, this question is a bit tricky. First of all, I would say yes, leaders, a lot of leaders now should learn AI tools, like should be aware of what AI can do for them and how AI can do this, and how you can incubate your team and like not make your team, don't fizzle it out. In all, there's still the human aspect in AI. So it's still humans that do critical thinking. It's still humans that guide AI on what they need to do. It's still humans that, okay, say this way does not work for the organization again. We think this idea, like creating idea, creative idea, creativity, innovation, is still humans that do all that. So making your team, making your team know that aspect, the human aspect, where they have to do the work of thinking better, even relating with customers better in terms of customer relationship, even the empathy. AI cannot be empathetic. Even if AI can answer your question and do all your calls, immediate calls, there are still some levels where where humans need to be involved. There are some customers that automatic response will not work for them. They can just go and tag you. This your AI bot is giving me wrong answers. I need a real human being to answer my question. Something like that. So it's first making your team aware of AI, the AI age, the tools they can use to make their work easier and faster. And you also, you are being aware. So as it's making their work easier, they should not make the AI think for them. We have this problem where we try to make the AI think for us when we are supposed to be working with it, like giving it what we think, giving it the strategies and the ideas we have, and then it helps us create something out of it, not just eliminate and think. And most of the thoughts are generic, and so nothing innovative and beautiful can come from just AI thinking for us. So telling humans to still be humans, strategic thinking, just that the hard labor and could be given to AI, but the thinking, the innovation, the empathetic aspect of being a human being, creativity and all that is still a human. So any leader that has to like understand these skills, I think they call it soft skills, but I don't feel it's soft skill. I feel because they're harder than most of the hard skills. It's to develop, it's harder than most of the typing, data analysis and all those stuff. So I feel and leaders understanding these skills which are necessary and very important, then teaching your team how to use AI, teaching them ways they should use AI, not the other way around.
Yes, yes, yes. And we've heard that we should all get on board, and also, of course, as leaders and also people who are supervising the others, we should allow ourselves or as leaders to be able to also learn from our team members and so that we can all sail together. So I want us to still talk about these leaders because again we are talking about leaders in the era of AI. And we've seen that especially in this generation, most of the leaders are these who are, most of them are founders. They have startups, they're running small businesses, others are running maybe digital platforms, digital tools. But you'll find that someone has a good strategy, they have a good idea, they have, like, good on paper, but then when you come to execution and you want to now like put it to be to the practical use, that is where the whole game changes. You'll find that all the good write-ups that you had, all the good ideas, at the point of startup, it becomes difficult. And I can imagine even for you who has been in this field for long, and you are a leader in your own genre, you've been able to experience this. So I keep asking myself, why do they fail at the execution stage? Is it a leadership failure or is it a systems failure? What would you say, maybe from your experience?
Okay, I'm also growing, if I can put that out. But yes, due to my little understanding, I would say it's a system. It's both leadership and system failure. First of all, the leader has a great vision, but is either having a problem of communicating it properly to his team and breaking it down. There's one thing about having a wonderful vision, and then there is another thing about being able to break that vision down to the bits, like to the tiniest bits of how that vision is going to be executed and how it's going to come into full play. So you can have a 20 years vision, 50 years vision, very beautiful. But as a leader, most leaders, like I've seen people, they have great ideas, they talk so nice. I say, okay, so how do we do this thing now? How do you want us to do this thing? Okay, is it like this? Is it like this? Then you see that they are stuck. They don't know what else to do because their idea, they cannot break it down into very tiny bits. And not just leaders, a lot of us, most people, if you check about a lot of people, they always say they have great ideas. People have a lot of ideas, but people don't know how to break down their ideas into tiny bits. So that's, yes, it's both problem, both a leadership problem and a systems problem. Because when a leader can break down his or her ideas into very tiny bits that are execution, that like his or her workers can execute freely. Okay, this person know what he's doing, this other person know what he's doing. We know that the end goal is this, but everybody has a tiny bit they have to contribute to that end goal. So a leader that knows how to communicate that properly and then creates a system that makes that possible. Let's say, okay, you have told us that this is possible, this is possible. Human beings still need something to guide their mind. That's why there is a leader. Like in every leader, there is leader on this, leader on that. But create a system that, okay, this thing, there's no, is not negotiable. We must make this possible because this end goal has to be gotten. So it's both things. It's both a leadership problem and a systems problem. But a leader knowing what he needs to do, knowing how to engage his people despite his wonderful idea, and then creating a system that actually is workable, not creating something that your people cannot even work with. So you create a workable system and you actually know what you're doing and communicating it properly to your people. So that's good leadership skill and good system skill. Well, I hope I answered that question.
Yes, you did, and mentioning that also it is a systems failure. It brings me to the question of, as a startup and somebody who is looking to just like get out in the market, get known by the people, make a sale, get known, like get out there, because again you are creating, as a founder or as a startup, you're trying to get to the market so that you can maybe generate a profit from from it. Yes, 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 yes. And when we talked about systems, we imagine that as a startup, one keeps wondering, where do you start? Because again, we've seen that AI has really sprouted, and there are so many tools that are out there. So, as a startup and maybe somebody who has very minimal resources, uh, they will find that will find that one of the challenges that they mainly face is getting overwhelmed for that. So you want to post online, you want to answer to your clients, you want to source the materials that maybe you are selling. If it is a systems like a digital platform, you want to get people on board, you have minimal resources, and sometimes you get overwhelmed. How would you advise that these startups can maybe cut through all this mess so that they can look at what they want to create, the vision that is ahead of them, and just cut through all these tools or these platforms that are available in a manner that they can be able to achieve their goals?
Okay. And this is the one thing, one problem AI is doing for us. You can think in one day you can build $1 billion company because you have AI tools. Our mindset and all that. But yes, as a startup, I would say it's first of all like knowing your starting with the most like the tiniest bit of, okay, let's say you have different solutions or there are certain solution, even if it's one solution you want to create, like start it in the tiniest bits. Let's say 10 customers or 5 customers or 2 customers. You're starting up. So it's as I think as much as you want to become $1 billion company in 1 year, it's not impossible, but it's also a bit still possible and impossible at the same time. So it's like an African adage, you say cut your coat according to your size. You start small, like you want 10 customers, execute with them, see how it works. Okay, was this our idea? Was it scalable? Did it accommodate this kind of people? Did we deliver what we promised accurately? Then starting with the tiniest bits, and then you can then increase and scale and then do better. Okay, this is working, let's increase it. We add more tools, add this way better, make it. We have 50 more customers. Okay, this is working. 100. Then from that you can have billions. Like all the big companies, they started in tiny bits. They call it MVP, the minimum aspect or the minimum aspect of your company that you can execute out there and you can bring to the market and see how the market accepts it, how it works in the market. Then if you test it finish, when after testing it in the market and seeing how it works, and then scaling can be easier and faster, even with all the AI tools. So first of all, you test it to the minimum aspect first, and then you go gradually. Maybe in the next 6 months, test. After that, you can easily scale if you know you can accommodate this amount of people, because with higher tools and higher people, higher customers will be higher hands. And you need higher people, you need more tools, you need there are more work, there are more critics, there are more of everything. So if you don't know how to manage it from ground up, from little, when you go up, you just it becomes overwhelming and you end up crashing. There was nothing that was holding it. It's you just using AI tools to be moving without direction. So I feel first starting in the tiniest bit and then gradually then you can grow.
Well, thank you for that. You've mentioned that you are also growing in your field, and I imagine that at one point you had to like go out there and make known whatever you are doing, so that of course you can get to reap whatever you are doing, or maybe people can get to know more about you in terms of the services that you offer. And I have remembered that, but I've also remembered that. As content as a content in terms of content marketing, and even as you try to go out there so that your product can be known to the outside world, you need to capture the audience, and there are different platforms that you can capture the audience. That is the social media platforms, the LinkedIn, the Instagrams, and for each you need to post content. Maybe you need to do small videos of what you're doing, you need to do some small illustrations of what you're doing. And luckily, we are having a product that is called Simplex. I know you have maybe come across Simplex, and I would want maybe you to talk to us about Simplex in terms of content creation, and in terms of how it can make maybe these startups or these founders make their work easy in terms of creating content. And maybe you can also tie it up with the leadership in terms of whether it is a tool that maybe leaders can also adapt maybe for their team, so that they can make their marketing easy, and so that even for those who are starting up, they can be able to generate content in an easier manner that can help them get to the market faster.
Yeah, the simplex tool is a very amazing tool. I was it last year? Yes, I got to know about simplex. It's a great tool that it automates. Should I use the word automates, or it makes your content creation easier? You can do everything in one app. Normally in content creation, you look for a designer, you need a designer to design whatever you want to put out there. You start thinking of ideas, content ideas, and like there are a lot of things whenever I create content even for myself and a brand that I'm with, and it can be a whole lot of stress sometimes thinking of what to do. Okay, what content strategy to work for this one and all that. So I feel simplex is a tool that is making that easier. First of all, it has a lot of templates. You just give it, like, feed it with data about your organization or what you do, about yourself. This is what I do, this is who I want to be. It also asks you what tone do you want to sound like. Do you want to sound authoritative? Do you want to sound mild? It asks about the tone you want. Like, no, I feel simplex is a very amazing tool that startups should incubate, leaders should use, even individuals are content creators. A lot of us in the world globally now are all entering into content creation. Everybody wants to say something online, but sometimes they get stuck. Okay, what do I say? I have a lot of friends too. Like, they are just stuck and thinking, what do I say? How do I say it? This LinkedIn needs to stress my mind. And LinkedIn has to be professional. I don't know how to say it. So I feel the tool, simplex tool, it's quite an amazing tool. It automates. I should not use the word automate. It works with you towards creating your goal, towards creating your content goal. And it can, I heard it can also schedule the post and then post for you. And Mother told me data analysis, and it can do analytics, that they are incubating analytics in it. Like, it's a very amazing tool. Leaders, startups, creators, I feel it's something that everybody and anybody in this age and in this time would want to use, should use. It makes your work easier, it makes your content easier, it makes your branding easier, it puts you out there on you and lets you focus on other things. It does the work for you and lets you focus on other things. So I believe simplex is a very amazing tool that everybody should incubate. People here, tell your friends about it, tell your people about it. You all incubate the tool, and it's an amazing one. Yeah, thank you.
A young founder and as a young founder, or maybe as a young leader who has been in the market, can you say that you have also faced challenges of tool overwhelming in terms of having to create content from multiple apps, multiple platforms, and maybe if Simplex had come earlier, it would have made maybe your life easy in terms of marketing your products and your services?
Yes, definitely. Like, it's it's made it easier. Like, when I started my content creation, I have to design what I want to in Canva. After designing, I come and tell ChatGPT, this is what I want my content to sound like. It does not do it. I'll keep correcting it for the 50th time on what I want to sound like. Okay, arrange it. I'll leave ChatGPT and create my own content myself. I'll feel some English is not aligning properly. I'll go and I'll start using Grammarly to arrange the English. Like, there are multiple tools, but Simplex may bringing all the tools into one. It's yes, it's if it was available earlier, it would have made it a lot easier and a lot better. Like, I had to learn how to design on Canva. Me that hates designing, because I want to put out content out there. I had to. So a tool that makes every aspect of it easier, and it's all in one. I don't have to be opening 50 tabs on my laptop just to create one content. So that's, yeah. If Simplex was around earlier, it would have made the work easier and better. So yes, thank you.
Thank you so much for that. At least you get to know that this is a common element or a common problems faced by people in terms of getting overwhelmed by many tools. And you just saying that as a young founder, as a young leader, really tells us that whatever Simplex is doing something good that is going to help the market. So I'm looking at our page to see whether we have any questions as we continue with the chat. And lucky enough, I can see that. Our marketing team has been gracious enough to paste the simplex link on the chat so that if there's one who wants to just sign up and see what simplex has in terms of being able to create content from one dashboard. And as Victory said, you can be able to create multiple content, including audio. And you know how much people don't like talking behind the screen, but you can just do one prompt and it gives you an audio, it gives you a video just by inputting one prompt. And even over and above that, you can be able to connect all this content that you're generating across the social media platforms. You don't have to like now log out, log in on Instagram, then go and paste your content there. No, with just one click of a button, you're able to just synchronize all your social media platforms and paste this content so that it can go viral, and then of course you can get known. And as Victory has said, if she knew that it existed, I don't even think we would have been able to host her today, because she would be a very, very, very big name. But lucky enough, we are happy that we have you here today. And please go and explore our Simplex. Go and explore that platform. It has more and more. So there's still no questions. So we'll just go as we're almost winding up. And I want to just ask Victory to tell us. Do you think that maybe leaders who do not adopt AI or who do not allow AI to shape their decisions and how they run their organizations and how they lead their team, do you think that they'll be left behind?
Yes, I know they'll be left behind because they'll still be manually doing a lot of things that would have been easier. You still be paying salaries for things that AI could have done for you. You still there are a lot of things they will be left behind, and this the AI phase is still starting. Like I feel it has not gotten there yet. It's still starting. It's going to be more crazier, and the way the entire world is focusing on AI now, it's crazy, and it's going to get worse. Like it's going to increase. The AI usage will increase. So have you any founder, any leader that cannot incubate AI in their automated work, cannot incubate AI in what they are doing? It's they'll be left behind definitely. Or it depends on what you're doing. Maybe what you're doing is just delivery to customer. Even if you're doing delivery, people want things that make things easier for them now. So any leader that does not know how to use technology will be left behind. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for that challenge. It is up to us to take up that challenge and incorporate AI in whatever we are doing, in whatever capacities that we are at, whether we are at leadership positions or not. We can take up that challenge and let AI make life easier. Because as Victory has said, and she has been there for quite some time now in her field, and AI is here to stay. Victory, I want us to, as we almost wind up, I want you to talk to young founders today, young founders who also double up as leaders. I want you to talk to them this evening and tell them maybe what they're supposed to do differently, and tell them maybe what are the struggles that maybe you had as a beginner and what you would have done differently, because now we have AI, and maybe by the time you are starting out, maybe all these technologies were not here. Tell them something that you wish you knew, that you can tell them that they can start incorporating today so that they don't have to miss out.
Okay. If you put it this way, you feel like I'm one Opogu. But yeah, we are all young founders. I'll put it that way. But yes, the only thing I would say that I would have done better. There are so many tools, and like I used to like to test the different tools to know which one will make my work better and faster. So in as much as you're trying to test plenty tools, there's this AI drive of you're enjoying the tools, so you'll be trying to you use 50 at the same time to know which one is better. It can also be time consuming, not just time consuming, it can also drill you from the direction which you are going to, or drill you from what you should do. I feel learning what specific tools you should use and why. Okay, for every tool you want to use, why do you want to use this tool? What result will it produce for you? So no, there's a lot of tools coming up, and 1,000 more will come up. People are building softwares every single day. So in the midst of all these tools, knowing which specific one will work for you better, which as is working for you better, okay, why do you want to use this tool? Knowing why and sticking with it. You can only go if you see a better that improves your work faster, not just trying to use a million tools at the same time, which can be crazy. So I feel understanding AI and not letting AI like think for you, like I said earlier, always have a structure of or a vision. First of all, I'll say a vision. What do you want to achieve? What are you selling? What are you doing? Whatever. I think this is not just for leaders, for any single person that wants to do something with their life. First of all, what do you want to do? Have a vision of what you want to do. So with that vision, okay, what are the tools I need, or what do I need to make this vision achievable, like in this certain period of time, in this age of AI? How can I use AI to make my vision faster, or make whatever I need to do faster or better, or deliver my results better? Then look for the tools that have been built, or if there is no, you can build it. That's a problem that you have just solved and found a solution to. So look for tools you can use better, or you can create whatever you want better, then stick to it. Our mind, a lot of things are coming newly every day, and except the new one is highly improved than what you are using and it's going to automate your work faster, then I feel you should always learn to stick with what you're doing using, and then you can scale easier. I feel the only thing, have a vision, have a mindset, then use AI appropriately. Use AI, incubate AI appropriately to make your work better, not letting AI have the vision for you or create the vision for you. Yeah, I think that's the only advice I have. The only thing I would have done better is having a tool that can do it singularly, not using a million tools. And sometimes I wasted my time using all of them. So having a tool that can make it faster and better for you.
Wow, that really speaks a lot. Like, just focus on one tool, like know your audience. I really heard you talk much about know your audience and get to know the results of why you really want that tool, and that can help you, get to where you are getting. So,
Do you think that when it comes to the age of AI, leaders are becoming worse or bad with communication? No. And what do you think might be responsible for that? Do you think in general we are getting this more distance from each other? Because when we had social media, we we felt it was going to connect us even further as humans. But we just realized that we seem to be more connected but more distant from each other, unfortunately. Um, and this is not so exceptional when it comes to the business environment. So do you think leaders are becoming more distant from people they work with, whether employees, partners, um, those who, even investors? What do you think is the role of AI as pertains to that? Do you Would you consider AI as a factor? If yes, how? And if no, do you think AI is rather playing a role to make leaders communicate more effectively and also bridge that gap between human interactions?
Okay, this question, I think it's a bit tricky, but I would say, in a way, yes. AI, not just AI, technology in itself has made us as humans, we've been drifted from each other. You see, 90% of people, they're all around, and everybody just, their eyes is on their phone. Nobody knows what's happening to his neighbor. Nobody knows. I use your neighbor fine. Some people on social media claim and put up things that are fine, fancy and beautiful, but they are dying of depression. So technology, not just AI in itself, technology has drifted that like a bit and removed us from communicating with ourselves. You see families, they are eating dinner, everybody's on their phone and eating. Nobody's asking each other how was your day, what happened. I feel yes, the AI technology has done that bad thing to us. And yes, it's making, in as much as it's making our communication sometimes faster or automated, it just, okay, you can just create with agent AI, you can just tell it you want to do this, okay, tell this thing to my team, talk about this to my team. AI does not have emotions. So it will just paste whatever you gave it to in ever your team group or whatever. So I feel the only way it can be made better is leaders creating a culture in their organization, a culture that it's away from technology. If there is, it's possible. If I like, as I'm growing in my own organization, it's something I also want to do. As we are growing, as we are doing whatever we are doing, we create a culture that is not away from technology. Even if technology is involved, it's just us being humans, drinking, eating. There are still things that bring humans together from before time, before technology came into place. Food, drinks, like creating a culture where people just come together and even remove from work, even if he's working, okay, for this let us think together, what do we do, what do we solve better, away from technology, away from AI. Remove AI from this, how do we do this better? They come together as an organization to just think, they come together as an organization to just eat, they come together just building a culture that makes the people interact with people, that excluding AI. So yes, AI, it's made our communication better but also shitty. So it's a two-way thing. It's made it, we have easier access to people anywhere around the world. But these people are still people. These are people too with emotional problems, with beautiful aspects of them. And whenever a leader learns how to build a culture that make people interact with people as people, then you can, even in the age of AI, you can communicate better, you can build that system better. So it's making it better and it's also making it worse in a way. I don't know if I answered your question or made you confused, but did I answer your question, please?
Thank you so much, Victory. I have a follow up to that. Actually, for
Okay.
instance, at Retink, we are mostly a remote team. Um, so your response to that addressed the fact that you should be able to share some time with each other, share food, drinks, and all of that. For a remote team, how do you manage that? You know, um, if within your experience, what do you think a remote team can do to bridge such a communication gap when we have to constantly think of which AI to even help us take meeting notes? You know, so um, what do you think we can navigate that? You know,
Okay. Yeah, in a remote team, like it's the way the world culture and work movement is going. Like you can have a team in 50 different countries around the world. So so in a remote team, it's, yeah, it's going to be a bit harder, but it doesn't make it impossible. I would say you can start with, there's something that we call, is it coffee break. It's, I don't know, I think there's some organization, I saw it online, where the team, everybody around, wherever you are around the world, you just come, we're not working, you're just coming to just chit chat. Though there, me, I'm someone of let's get the goal. There's work to be done. But when I've learned leadership and started working with people, I think some people sometimes people don't really want to get the goal. They are exhausted. Their mind is tired, and if you are still trying to push it, it's just end up, some of them will get broken. And so to stir up motivation and put in the togetherness. There's it might come for a work meeting and no, there's nothing work that is going to be said. It's just chat. Everybody get this certain thing, get a drink, get something. If a company can organize, it has the capacity, financial capacity. You can gather your team together in one location just for a period of time. That's why retreats. You see companies that go for retreats. Wherever you are, you come. We go to Malawi. We go to any a certain country. Have a retreat, training, all these things. It's just based on your growth and financial capacity. But in a situation where you don't have so much growth yet or so much financial capacity to get your team together, I would say online there a day can come. It can be a day in a week, and there's no work. Just come. Let's talk as people. And also, there's this system I learned and I loved, creating a body system like in the job. Each team you have in each team there's somebody that you can call the person your body or your friend, and you both are just, as that person is keeping each other accountable or creating an accountability system amongst yourself. So this person can check up maybe people that are in the same country or in the same location, come over. Okay, you yeah, you two of you are responsible for each other, check up on each other. Just these are just little things which can be done to make it better. But our digital phase where we can be in a million places around the world, it's a little bit harder but doesn't make it impossible. So I don't know if I answered your question and answered it correctly.
Thank you so much, Victory. You are right. Do I have one more question? But because of time, maybe I'll have to skip that matter. Or do you still permit me to go ahead?
Yeah, go ahead, you can you can ask your question.
Matter, is it still within time?
Um, I will give you just 2 minutes because already it's past time, and then we shall wind up. Just go ahead.
All right. Thank you so much, Victory. That was really insightful. I think I've taken a lot of insight from your response. My last question would be a bit away from what we've been discussing so far, but still within the context of leadership. Do you think AI would fall into the hands of wrong leaders, that would misuse it?
Yes, I think it's real. Definitely. Wrong people. Same way people create things and other people just go and hack it just to misuse it. So yes, it will fall in the hand of wrong leaders who misuse it, use it for a wrong purpose. Well, all these things at some point it will always come back to you. So either what you're doing crashes, or people see that this person not really knowing what he's doing and it's another thing. So yes, it will fall into the hands of wrong people. Every tool, anything that is created, there is always a good aspect when people use it, and then there's another aspect when people learn to misuse it and just for reasons I don't know why, just people being people. So yes, it will fall into the hands of wrong leaders.
Should we be worried?
Sorry, what did you say?
Should we be worried?
Uh, it's just it's just like saying, should you not put your money in the bank because thieves might come and take it? So whatever, however way, you cannot control human actions. There are over billions of people around the world. So it's just every human being. People should learn to be careful and they understand the security aspects of these things and how to save yourself from being affected by it. That's the only thing that we can do. So even if we are worried, our worries will not make it, will not change the aspects, will not change the facts, or will not change it from happening or stop it from happening. So we can create systems that can audit better, have more security, and do a lot of this better. But despite the systems, it's still humans being careful. So yeah, I hope I answered your question. Yes, like a lot of big companies are cutting down on workers. There's one I saw on Twitter recently. Over 50,000 workers were cut down from a company, and it did not stop them from making sales. Like they made their inputs even skyrocketed. So it's I feel it's not more of a leader's problem. It's more of people's problem. Not you as a leader. There is the emotional aspect of wanting to keep your people despite all these things. These people are doing with me. These people know this. Why should I remove them? There's also the leader that have to take decisions. Sorry, and it's not like I'm not advising you to cut your workers, but well, as a leader, it's there's an aspect where you need to take tough decisions. Yeah, Jesus, where you need to take tough decisions that would grow your company further, grow your company higher. So, yes, it's just should I use the word or telling your people to there are some things they need to learn because making people it's only people that understand how to use AI that might be retained or kept. So teaching your people, okay, if you really want these people to stay with you because they have been here, you then teach them how to use those AI tools because there's still a percentage that AI cannot do for us. So teach them how to use the tools better and yeah, but it will still come to cutting down on people because a lot of things data analysis. I used to do a data analysis of people. I know how stressful, how many hours I take to analyze the data just to do a research for something, and now I can just use cloud and then it analyzes the data for me, breaks it down. So why should I employ a data analysis? Why should I pay you when I can just subscribe to cloud AI? So yes, I feel it's just having people that know how to use AI properly. And not all role can AI cannot replace some certain roles like business development, partnership, and all that. There are some roles AI cannot replace still, but the ones that AI can replace, if you want to keep the people, if you're just teaching them how to use the AI properly, and not everybody can be taught, not everybody can adjust and learn. So people that have to be to go will end up going. It's just part of the tough decisions that leadership takes and leadership make people do. But it's part of it, it's part of growth, it's part of everything. So I feel just teaching your people how to use AI or giving them tools or giving them resources that make them understand how to use AI properly. And the ones that adjust and learn, you keep them. The ones that refuse to learn and adjust, you just let them go and keep growing. So yeah, that's what I think. So yeah.
Thank you so much, Victory. Hope you're still using simplex.
Y- Yes, partially. I stopped at a point. I don't know. I think my credits finished. I got new credits, but yeah, I will. I'm going back to it. I've not even been creating content for myself for a while now. I was focusing on something else, but yeah, I'm fully going back to it.
We'd love to have you back for sure.
Right. Thank you so much for those insights, Victoria, and thank you so much, Solomon, even for your questions. At least I've picked one or two things that there should be integrity when using these AI tools because sometimes you find that even the hackers are within your team because they know you and they know your system. So teach us how to learn these tools and to love what we normally do. And the other critical thing that Victoria mentioned in terms of communication is that you should fly us out to Germany so that we can have at and get to know each other and get to talk to each other. Thank you so much for that, Victoria. Unfortunately, today we could not have the simplex videos and images that have been created, but we shall be pinning them in our page once this episode goes live on YouTube. So look out for them and see some of the creations that Simplex has in place for us. And maybe as we just wind up, Victory, please tell us what you, in just very briefly, just tell us what AI in leadership looks like as a leader or as a team leader in the next 5 to 10 years. Tell us how you envision AI in terms of leadership to look like, just briefly as we wind up.
Okay, I would say in AI and leadership in the next 10 years, 15 years, is I think leaders will be decision making because I think leadership is 70% of should I use 70 or 80? It's more decision making than anything. So any AI and any leader, I mean, sorry, that I think leaders will be judged more on how they use AI in their decision making, how they can incubate AI in their decision making. Because I don't see okay, AI will be this, AI will be that, in as much as robotics and all that are emerging, agent AI has emerged and is becoming more popular. Well, augmenting AI and human. I think that's the right word. Thank you. Thank you, God. The right word I'll use is augmenting AI and human in terms of your decision making, in terms of your planning, in terms of your 2050 strategies, your company in the next 50 years. Because I believe any leader that don't have a full time or a a vision that is ahead will end up just doing anything. I think that person is not a leader. He's just creating a problem or creating something to make money out of it and let it go. So I feel augmenting AI and the human aspect, incubating it in your decision making, and seeing yourself as you are creating the 10 years, 20 years. Okay, see how can AI make this better? You cannot entirely see all the tools that might be created. Somebody can just wake up and then create something that is beyond what we are seeing now. Somebody creates something and you're amazed, like, Jesus, where did this idea come from? But in all that, as you're creating your plan, your strategy, include look for a way to augment AI and the human aspect in it. As you're deciding, as you're planning, how do you incubate it? How do you move the company forward? What can you scrape off? What would AI make you better? So just augmenting both. That's the one thing any leader that wants to build something that will last for the next 10 years, the next 20 years should think about. So I think that's what I would say.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. And this episode has really been insightful. Thank you so much, Victoria, for your great ideas, for your great insights. Thank you so much because we can see that you had really researched and you are ready for us. And thank you so much for sharing all the knowledge that you have shared with us. You've reminded us this evening that leadership is not just about telling people what to do. It's not just incorporating all these technologies and expecting them to work magic. You have to have your audience in mind. You have to have empathy because of your team members. You have to have a vision. You've mentioned you have to have a vision so that you know where the company is headed, or rather what tool you want to create. And lucky enough, that is what Simplex is doing for us. It is helping us have Simplex has the audience in mind. It has the real people in mind. It is helping us solve the problems that are being faced by content creators and by founders out there. They are not struggling jumping from one tool to the other and hopping from here to there and having multiple tabs. Instead, you're just able to operate all your content and generate all your campaigns with pre-made templates with just from one dashboard, and you're able to also get to analyze how your content is performing after you've just posted it across all the social media platforms. Thank you so much even for the creators of Simplex who have brought this product on board, and we really can see much more of it in the near future, and it being really able to help our content creators. Thank you so much for all of us who participated today and all who came here to be with us today. We are happy to have you and we are humbled that you could join us. Unfortunately, we are time bound and our time has really gone, but this episode will be uploaded on our YouTube channel. Please check and maybe get to listen in and get to see some of the things that maybe you might have missed out. Also, remember to subscribe to sign up to Simplex. There are free credits that are still on offer for anyone who signs up, so that you can get to enjoy all these content creations from the comfort of one dashboard. Thank you so much. That has been our time. My name is Martha. I'm from Kenya and I work for the marketing department, and I'm always happy to be here. And until next time, this is a monthly show. See you next time, and thank you so much for joining us. Goodbye.